I think that China's rise is the most consequential event of the 21st century. And it could either go well for the United States and for the rest of the world, or it could go badly. The history has not yet been written. And so I don't think people who say China is a foe, they're a problem, they're a challenge that has to be contained, are right at the front end. And I don't think people who say China is benign and it's all going to be fine and we can all just get along are right at the front end. I think how we react to China's rise, how we work with other countries to respond to China's rise, will go a long way towards determining whether, in fact, the outcome is a positive one for the region and for the United States, or the outcome is negative over time. And that requires some mix of competition and cooperation, and finding the right balance between the two so that we don't end up in a circumstance where we are drifting towards confrontation or conflict. I think that we can produce a sustainable foreign policy strategy that can achieve that mix of competition and cooperation, but it requires, first and foremost, effective diplomacy. I think that there are two levels at which the United States has to effectively deal with the Chinese challenge of abusive trade practices. One is that we do have to act according to our own measures, that we do have to look to things like Section 301 for the most egregious abuses of forced technology transfer or even outright theft of American trade secrets and intellectual property. But at the same time, we also have to build a global network of like-minded states who essentially collectively say to China, look, you've got to play by the rules. You've got to come into compliance with international norms, or else as a group, as a wider set of economies that compose 50, 60, 70% of world GDP, we're going to impose countermeasures on you collectively. So that it's not just a one-off trade war between the US and China. It's an effective rule-setting and agenda-driving approach that involves all of our major trading partners and allies, from Japan and Korea to the Europeans and others. And I think that is the most effective two-prong approach to dealing with the challenge of Chinese abuses in the economic domain.